See?
Okay. Well, welcome to the final social media class. Today we're going to be covering Canva. So we've already covered Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Now we're going to be covering how to create your own personalized content so you can post on your social media platforms. Does anyone have any questions to get started? Does everyone have a Canva account?
Yes.
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 Perfect.
Linda, you don't.
That's okay. The Canva account can be free. There's a free version. And for basic content creation, that's probably all you'll need. There is a paid version, and that will be, I don't work for Canva, I promise. So that will be up to you whether you decide to get that version or not. And you can just weigh those options when you create your account. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, sorry, Logan, can you make me a host? I'm so sorry.
Sorry, hold on, give me
That's okay.
1 second.
So I did kind of delete everything on my Canva, so it'll look pretty similar to what you'll see when you first log in. So I'm going to get started here. Can you guys all see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me just get this all situated so I can see. Okay, so when you first log into Canva, you'll see this is your homepage. It'll kind of have this design anything page where you can search for designs and templates. So just to get started with the basics, you can search anything kind of like if you're creating your own logo, if you're creating an Instagram post, a Facebook cover, say you have a first-time home buying seminar coming and you need to make a poster or an event page, anything like that, it'll come up with some suggested content for you to create. But when you scroll down, you'll see that you also have a lot of other options for content creation. So let's just, for right now, let's say logo, because that's a typical thing a lot of realtors ask to see how to make. So you'll have the option to scroll through all of these options on the left side. So say you were looking for something a little bit more fun, not necessarily your cookie cutter real estate logo. You might be able to get away with doing something like a beauty logo. Say you really, really like this particular logo right here with the flowers, and maybe you got your license in 2015, so maybe you say established 2015, and this says Janice, realtor. And say you love that design, say you love the colors, you love everything about it, that's perfect. So what you'll do to save this, and if you'd like to just save a bunch of different things as a copy and just be able to compare everything later on, you can go ahead and push download. A PNG file for Canva is probably the best option. You can also do a JPEG for a logo. Just know that a JPEG is going to be a smaller smaller image size. Sorry, Logan,
I'm muting people now.
okay. Sounds good. And if you are creating something like a poster or a flyer or even a direct mailer, you can always select PDF. That way you can print it very easily and you can make sure that the quality is good on the PDF before you print. But for today's logo purposes, we're going to select PNG. And then you are going to push download. And this will give you some really cool options. I'm going to cancel this for just 1 second. It'll give you some really cool options. Say they kind of know you want to make a business card, because that's what logos go on quite often. So you can literally, right from Canva, order and resize your logo to go onto a business card. So when you push resize to business card, you can change all of these. You know, of course, you always want to stay compliant when creating business cards. So if you have any questions about that, send it to Michelle or to Logan. But you'll always want to have, you know, your realtor sign, your all kinds of stuff like that. But you can push resize to business card and create your business cards right from Canva and have them shipped directly to your house, or you could say no thanks. Or the other cool thing that I always like to see is this little drop down arrow right here next to download. you're going to see all of these options right here and push show more. And you can actually scroll almost all the way down to the bottom. And say you really, really like this and you don't want it to accidentally go away, you can save it as a template. And when you say select folder, you can say this is a personal logo. Whoops. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Since we already downloaded it, I'm going to go back to our home page. And right here on the left-hand side, you'll see all your folders. And your personal logo is going to be right down here at the bottom. But say you wanted to make a folder that said all direct mail. So you can create a folder that says postcards. And then you can add any of your designs directly into this postcards folder. So that way, when you're going to do a direct mail or your 36 touch, you can look at all of the things that you've already created and made. And then you can make another folder called logo, or you can make some called business cards, make some called Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Facebook posts, whatever you prefer. And then we're going to go into actually creating some specific content posts. So just for kicks and giggles, we're going to say Instagram first. So you can just type in Insta right at the top. And one thing you'll always, if you're creating something specifically for that Instagram story or that Facebook story, they are a different size than a typical post. So you'll always want to make sure you click on the correct one. And say, you're making something, let's just go general for now, and then we can go into more detail. And then you're automatically going to be brought right to this templates page where you can see all kinds of different fun things. You could either just save and change the wording, or you can save if it's just a quote and you just really like the quote. That's perfect. If you like this aesthetic of like the pinks and the neutrals, you can always save that as a template and kind of edit it so everything looks really nice and aesthetically pleasing. So a lot of these are super fun. I'm going to click this Happy Father's Day post, and we'll start with that first. So what you can do is, if you kind of wanted to leave these general photos in here, you definitely can. Here's one thing you can do. You can always push, you can move these around. Say you have a photo that you want to upload of your own personal self, you can delete that photo and you can add photos in. That way you can make it more personal. And say you change your mind and you're like, no, I really did like that photo. This undo button right at the top will always put that last photo back in there. And then instead of saying, thank you for your guidance, love and support, you could say, from the Kate Johnson Real Estate Team. And if you really wanted to, you can go over here and you might have a logo that you created for your team. You could add your logo in here. You'd go over here to this sidebar, click uploads, and you'd always have your images saved, right? Your logo would be saved to your Canva, or you can push upload an image or video. It'll take you to your hard drive of your desktop or your laptop or even your phone, and you can upload pictures and logos through there, and you can just drag and drop right onto your content, which is really, really easy and fun, right? So I'm going to stop right there first and ask if we have any questions so far. No, not yet. Is there a way to not have the side-by-side view so that the canvas is full screen?
Karen, you should be able to just drag and move people out of the way on your Zoom side, if that's what you
Yeah,
need.
I just have Kate and this Canva screen, but I'm having a trouble seeing her mouse move around and where she's going. So
Okay.
I was wondering if I could just have that screen on my laptop. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't think there's a way to do that, but you should
Okay.
be able to just drag and move Kate down to where she's out of sorry, Kate, where she's out of the way of the rest of the screen, and you can see where she's clicking and everything.
Thank you.
Because I know I moved her on my end too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect. I'm going to go back to screen share. Is that a little bit better? I tried to make the page a little bit bigger for you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome. So say we want this as a template, and we're also going to send this in the mail. So we'll go down to download. We'll go to that show more drop down box, scroll down. And of course, if you've noticed here before, there's always the option to say print business cards, print posters, print flyers, gift certificates, cards, letterheads, postcards. The options are pretty much endless with Canva. If you think it, they probably can do it. You can even do something like a circle sticker. So if you're wanting like a personalized sticker you put on all of your envelopes that you send out to all of your clients, make it a little bit more personalized, you can do these right here. But anyway, to go down, you can always save this as a template. And of course, I showed you how to make your folder, so you can go and say postcards, select folder, and then publish template, which essentially just means you saved your design. So you can push go to your home page, and you can scroll down to postcards on the left hand side, and your template is saved. So it's really easy, as you can see, to kind of create anything you want. It looks really fantastic, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you don't have to be a graphic design artist or an expert in graphic design to use Canva. They really do a really great job of making all kinds of really great information, or all kinds of really great marketing for you already. You can also go back up and say we're wanting to do a social media post about a new house that's hitting the market. So we'll go to Facebook post this time. So say you have a new listing that's coming to the market, and you want to create a really beautiful picture for it. So what you can do is scroll through and see if you really like any of these kind of like layouts. So if you're interested in having it be just like one snapshot of a house and kind of some text and everything around it, this might be a good layout right here, because it has the text and the photo. So we can push use this template and say, obviously this is not going to be about anyone's dad today. So you can click delete this photo. And then down here where it says, I think you're the best, you could say new listing coming soon. And it also does a really good job like rearranging the text, so you never have to kind of move everything around. You could say 123 Main Street, and this can say presented by the Hillman team. And of course, you'll want our brokerage logo somewhere on here. And then the great part about Canva too is you can go to this sidebar that says photos, and when you search photos, you can say house and say you want to use this photo. You can easily move and adjust the size, and it looks fantastic. So that definitely looks like a really great Facebook post or an Instagram post. That would definitely catch my eye if I saw it scrolling through any of my social media accounts. And of course, you can make this a template. So if you want every single one of your new listing photos to look like this, so people recognize your brand when they're on social media, you can. If you want to make it the exact same colors, you can. You can save this as a template and continue to use these exact same colors, the same font. Everything can be the same. Of course, you'll always want to go to, and the cool part about Canva, again, this is a paid account, so this is totally up to you. If you do have a paid account, you can connect to your Facebook. So instead of a download button, you'll see this button up here that says publish right to Facebook. So if you connect to your business account and to your Canva account and say, great, I created my new listing advertisement, which by the way took me 25 seconds, you can click this button that literally just says publish to Facebook, and it'll get posted right away to your business account, which is pretty neat. Say if you don't want to publish it right away, you can do the drop down bar and click download. So if you want to post it tomorrow or what have you, or if this is your admin creating all your content and you approve everything that before it gets posted, they can always download it. And of course, save it to a folder that says upcoming listings that you can go in when you're drinking your coffee or right before you go to bed and look at all your posts for the week that someone has scheduled for you. Can you look in that folder that says August 1st through the 7th and look at all of your downloaded posts. But of course, yes.
Karen wants to know if you can embed a link when you publish to Facebook.
You can put the link in your caption, but it cannot be embedded on the picture, if that's helpful. And of course, if you want to create a new folder that says upcoming listings, you can push publish template, go to your home page, and when you go down to your folders, you'll click all your folders, go down and see your upcoming listings right in here. So when you're reviewing all of your upcoming marketing, it's super easy to find. All right, I'm going to do any questions before we move on. All make sense so far?
Tammy, did you have a question? Unmute yourself. There you go.
I couldn't find my mouse. So Kate, can you do me a favor? I keep missing, and I think it's because my bar is in the way, where you're going to create your folders.
Yes. Let me see this right here. Let me share the screen again. And you can stay unmuted so I can, you can tell me if you can see it. So this is your home page. Can you see the left-hand side?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll go to this tab that says all of your folders.
Okay.
And you'll see some of the ones that we've already created, like postcards, upcoming listings, and your personal logo.
Gotcha.
I'm going to try to move the page. Can you now see this right
Now
hand?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't see that before. Gotcha.
Yes. And just as an example, if you forget to create a folder before you're creating a design,
Right.
always create a folder when you're downloading it too. So just as an example, I'll go back to this. Okay, so you'll use this drop down bar and push show more.
Gotcha.
Scroll to template, and then when it says select a folder, all the way down here at the bottom, you can say create new folder.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course. And then just to make the most of everyone's time for this Canva class, is there any specific examples you'd like me to make, or is there anything on your social media that you want to see that I can kind of create here for you so you can kind of have your eyes on it?
Can you do a postcard?
Marilyn, did you say a postcard?
Yes, a postcard.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to move the screen a lot just to make sure you guys can see where I'm exactly going. So we went back to the home page, and now when we're in the design anything box, we are going to say postcard. And this can be totally your preference. If you want this to be a card, like a portrait, like a 5x7, perfect. Some people want to do a folded portrait, which is like a 10x7, like a birthday card. Anything you want, you can do it. Today, we're going to do the 5x7. And again, of course, you'll have all of these templates to choose from. So if this is going to be something you're sending to your client, let's say when they close their house and you want to send it 30 days after they close, so you're still top of mind and want to maybe ask for a referral. So instead of, hey, handsome, we're going to say, dear Kate. And best day ever sounds super cute, so we might leave that and say, how are you loving your brand new home? Who else do you know that could benefit from having me as a realtor? And that could just go right in the mail, and it's a really, really quick way to ask for a referral, let them know you're still thinking about them in the sale of their home or the purchase of their home. And you can send these throughout the entire year. So this doesn't have to be a 30-day after. It could be a part of your 36 touch. So any of your clients that might have, any of past clients, you can always send a postcard that says something nice like that. You might want to search templates and say home. So there's no postcards with an actual house, but what we can do is go to something like this and say we want to replace this photo with a house. And maybe we want this cute picture of a couple moving into a brand new house. Instead of, hey, you're 21, maybe say, hey, you're a homeowner. And if you don't like that font or that size, you can always edit everything. So you can do 78, maybe you want to make that 48 and make it fit more to size. And instead of hey girl, you could say hey Kate, or hey Kate and Tanner, hey Logan, hey Michelle. And it says, hey, you're a homeowner. And then instead of happy birthday, of course, you can say from your favorite realtor, Logan. And save that as a copy and say that's something you send every single one of your clients. If you don't like the peach, you can always change the color. Maybe you want a blue, or if it's a more masculine client, you could always change it up a little bit and do different colors. Same thing with all of these little circles. You always have all of the opportunity to change the colors, just like that. And of course, you all know how to save to a folder, or you could automatically send this to print and have it come right to your house. The one thing Canva will not do well, I should say, is direct mail. So I have tried to directly send mail to clients or my database, and it is expensive, to be honest. They don't do it like Vistaprint does it, where you can kind of like upload a PDF or upload a spreadsheet of addresses and names. You kind of have to like pay extra for direct mail. So what I would recommend, if you're going to print directly from Canva, is have it sent to your office or your house, and then just address that envelope on your own, if that makes sense. Perfect. Does anyone have any questions?
What is their
Thank
pricing
you.
like? Where does when you click print, like who does is Canva has their own printing company or something?
Yep. Canva will directly print everything from their website and send it to whatever address you have on file when you create an account.
Do they send a proof before they mail it? And can you get the matching size envelopes, or is that something I would have to do on my own through another
You would
source?
just get your 5x7 envelopes on your own. They don't send a proof before they mail it. You'll just have to review your own edits before you click print.
What's your favorite source to use for printing? I mean, I know this is a Canva class, but what do you like the best? I mean, you've obviously used some different ones and tried different things out. Canva looks very easy to use. I mean, user-friendly, but what's your favorite source for these things? Is it Canva?
So honestly, what I did a lot of the time, if I wanted to do direct mail, of course, nothing would be personalized, right? Because it was going to multiple people. So I'd create the design in Canva, because I don't want it, what you don't want as a realtor, to kind of send out a postcard
Hand looking.
like everyone else is sending it out.
Right.
So I would create a personal design, maybe something super fun, create it in Canva, download it as a JPEG or a PDF, and then I'd go to Vistaprint. And instead of clicking designs on Vistaprint, I'd push blank or upload your own design, upload my Canva design, and then use Vistaprint as a direct mailing service. I found Vistaprint is super competitive pricing wise, and it is so easy. And
Awesome.
there's
Thank you.
times where I've just printed it myself and sent it in the mail.
I'll say, have you like gone to a local printer and just, you know, I mean, taken a little flash drive to a local printer and had them just print it out for you, and then you do the mailing yourself?
Yeah, so it just happens. My fiance works for FedEx, so we get discounts on printing at FedEx, but FedEx is so cheap too in comparison to something like Vistaprint. I think it's like 6 cents per colored copy with something small. So yeah, you can go to FedEx, you can go to Staples, Office Max.
Okay.
But if you don't want to leave your house or go anywhere, Vista for sure.
God, I want to leave my house.
But
use,
postcards, I mean, we can print this to the off. Our printer in the office can do like postcards and stuff like that,
Plus,
right? I believe.
That's maybe a Logan or a Michelle question, but I think I have seen people do that. Yes.
I was going to say, yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, they
I can't
do.
print anything there yet for some reason. My computer does not seem to like their printers, so I got to figure that out. Yeah.
We can, Vicky, we can definitely set up a time to fix that.
Okay,
I
great.
print at the office. I print at the
You do?
office.
Karen, did you have a question too?
I was just gonna say, if you use Ohio Real Title, Breakthrough Broker, I use for mailing postcards, and they're pretty reasonable.
Love that. That's such a great way to utilize a partner too. That's for sure. You might too, and this is a question for title. I'm not saying that everyone does this or they can do this, but you might be able to ask title, say like you have a client that's selling a home in the Whispering Woods neighborhood of Solon. You might be able to ask your title company or your title rep to give you names and addresses for the rest of the neighborhood. So you can send out your neighborhood just sold in 3 days for 25% more than asking price, your favorite realtor, Karen Hillman. So that's a really good way to utilize mailers too.
And Ohio Real Title will do that for you, specific to neighborhoods.
Yes. I didn't want to like put my foot in my mouth because I know some title companies do not do that, but Ohio Real Title has always done that for me. Vicki, I think
Vicky, you're muted. Let me unmute her. Hold on.
Gotcha. I think she's unmuted now.
Okay. All right, Vicky, you're good to go.
Okay, I just wanted to, if I can ask a general question to the group and anybody who, I think it's more of an opinion question, and being new, I'm not real sure. How often do you send out mailings or, just general to your database? Just like,
Yeah,
hey,
so
don't forget about me, but how often would you do something like that?
I'll let some people in production jump in too. What I typically did with my sphere is I sent something once a month, and then also try to send them a text once a month, give them a call once a month, and do my Facebook and Instagram touches. So I always stay top of mind, and you'll always want to come from a place of asking how they are and caring. Always, always, always. With a farming situation, I would do what's called an 8x8. So that looks like a postcard once a week for 8 weeks. And then I'd take a month break and then start my 8x8 again. With farming, you cannot, it is not a situation. It's really similar to door knocking. You cannot do it one time. You cannot send out one postcard and expect it to lead. It's almost like you have to be the squeaky wheel when you come to farming. So I'd pick a very, very specific neighborhood that you're
I have one where I had one listing in it, and I possibly have a second listing in the same development. And so I was going to try and hit that neighborhood up.
Yeah.
But not exactly sure sorry, I had a phone call coming in. Are you guys still there? There I am.
Yeah.
Oh, not exactly sure, you know what I mean? How much I should go, farm that area. So you do the 8x8 once a week for 8 weeks.
Yes.
Ish. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the info.
Of course. All right. Do we have any other Canva questions I can answer today?
Using Canva and Command, because I have a schedule for 36 touches for everybody in my sphere. When you create from Canva, I'm not sure how to track it in Command. If I'm not sending it through Command, if I'm sending something out on my own, how do you recommend I track it in Command?
I would suggest asking Crystal to go into all of your contacts and make a note that you've touched them.
Okay.
Yeah. And to be completely just super blunt about Canva, I think it's a lot more inclusive marketing wise than sometimes Command can be. I think Command is sometimes very limiting on what the houses look like, what the people look like, the areas. So I prefer designing and creating in Canva just because I have the flexibility to make my postcards and my advertising look like who I'm selling and who I want to work with. So I just feel sometimes Command is not culturally where I want it to be yet, to be blunt. I hope that wasn't rude. Love KW, love Command. It's always getting better. I just don't know that I'd create all of my marketing content there at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, we just write notes that we send people stuff or whatever. That's what we do also. And
Yeah,
it's easy.
handwritten notes.
Yeah, well, no, in the command, like I'll note down in the command, like if I do like sellers, just say sellers, just because it's easy. Like I'll take, you could sort it, and then you could just write a note for all the people in that group that you're sorting, who you're sending it to. If you send it to everyone, you can do it to everyone, but you just have to do it in bits and pieces in command because we can't do everyone all at once.
That's awesome, Mindy. That's a really good point.
And, and to piggyback off what Kate said, what I started doing probably about 6 months ago in Excel, I just created, when I received my downloads from the title company of the addresses and owners, I actually just keep a spreadsheet of when I'm sending out, dates of when I'm sending out and what I'm sending out, just so I can make sure. Coming from the world that I came from, Excel spreadsheets are my friend, so I'm not afraid of them. And they, but it can become cumbersome because I'm noticing it's getting big, bigger and bigger because I'm farming a few more areas locally. So I need to figure out something different, but at this point, that's the best way that I've been able to track and make sure that I'm on time sending things out.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing too, especially with the challenge we just did with the 100 postcards that we mailed out. And I actually got 2 phone calls yesterday. One said, I am not selling my house. Okay, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
And the other said she is going to be selling, but she's not ready right now. So
love that.
And I just mailed them on, when did I mail them? Friday or Saturday? I think I actually put them in the mail on Saturday.
I love that, Janice. And every single no we get is one step closer to getting a yes. So throw all the no's our way because it'll be that much closer to getting that listing, right? Perfect.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you ladies so much for tuning in. Sandy, Logan can email you a copy of the recorded Canva class, and we have secured someone to teach the LinkedIn class, and it is Miss Michelle Burke. So she is an expert on LinkedIn, and she will be teaching that class. And I'm really excited. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in every week for the social media series. And we'll do another series too, maybe in the fall when everyone's business calms down. Vicki, I saw you have one more question too.
Yeah, is the LinkedIn going to be next Tuesday, same time, same place?
I hope so. I'm going to talk to Michelle, but her schedule is a little bit different than me. So whatever it is, we will put out a Facebook blast and an email blast to make sure you guys are all going to be able to be there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. Perfect. All right, everyone. We'll have a fantastic day, and we will see you at the team meeting.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.